Winning back-to-back championships would be nothing new for the Laker franchise. They were the first dynasty team in the NBA while representing the city of Minneapolis, a region known as the Land of Lakes. NBA champions in 1949 and 1950, the Lakers won 5 titles in their first 6 seasons in the league, led by center George Mikan, one of the most famous players in basketball history, whose strength and toughness dominated around the basket. The Laker dynasty ended when Mikan retired in 1955, but new stars like Elgin Baylor and Jerry West joined the Lakers, which moved to Los Angeles in 1960. In the next 10 seasons, the Lakers made the NBA Finals 6 times, but the all-around play of West and the brilliance of Elgin Baylor could not overcome the need for a strong center. That search ended in the summer of 1968, when Wilt Chamberlain was acquired from Philadelphia. In the 1971-72 season, the Lakers set 2 records that still stand: 69 regular season victories and an incredible winning streak of 33 consecutive games, culminating in a 5-game victory over the New York Knickerbockers in the NBA Finals that brought the first league championship to Los Angeles. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and rookie Magic Johnson led the 1980 Lakers past Philadelphia in 6 games as the decade of the 80s began, and with it, the challenge to once again be regarded as the NBA's most dominant franchise.
If the criteria for greatness is to win back-to-back championships, then that's what this season is about.
I want that real bad because there's nothing really left to do but that.
The finals had arrived, and as both the faithful and the famous flocked to the Forum, anxiety and anticipation were building as the Lakers were now just 4 victories away from writing perhaps the finest chapter in their history. And oh, what a chapter it would be. The Lakers were the veterans here, Detroit the novice. But this Piston team appeared confident and controlled, and their elder statesman, Adrian Dantley, was devastating. Inside and outside, AD scored at will, and by midway through the first quarter, any thoughts of an easy series for LA came crashing to the floor.
Hey, they're cornered, let's go!
Every Piston was delivering a career performance, and the Lakers were left wondering what else could go wrong.
This is a stunning first half of basketball.
But no one could have known how stunning it would be. With 4 seconds remaining, the Pistons led by 11 and were looking for more. Bill Laimbeer pushed the lead to 14 with a crushing 3-pointer that silenced the Forum. But the worst was still to come. The Lakers staggered into halftime, down by 17, and would never recover. Game 1 ended early and ugly, and the next 24 hours were crucial to the Lakers' survival.
It's a crusher with those 2 3-pointers, and when you lose last night, like we lost at home, it was an embarrassing loss for us. There was nothing to be proud of. It isn't something that they wanted to do, and they came in this morning a little angry, a little upset. And I hope they get worse, you know, because they're going to have to bring an attitude different than the one they took last night to the Forum.
Game 2 was approached with an early sense of urgency, as everyone knew this contest was imperative if the back-to-back prophecy was to survive. Number 1 question on everybody's mind was the health of Magic Johnson, who had been battling the flu. Somehow, champions always find a way to play their best. Scott handled the scoring early, and on defense, the Lakers focused on stopping Dantley. AC covered AD, but as number 45 mirrored number 45, he would be aided from every direction. And both teams knew defense was the call.
Hey, you're not going to win it offensively. You've got get to work everybody's defense, and that's what I'm looking at. I gotta have the defense.
Detroit had held its opponents under the century figure for 6 consecutive playoff games. The Lakers felt snapping that streak would be the key to victory. But with its fast break temporarily derailed, Los Angeles went to the inside game, where James Worthy overhauled the Pistons and put its offense back in gear.
Any kind of handoff or maybe Dumar's going to come out that kind of screen, okay? Guys, automatic switch.
No second shots. Vinny, you're gonna have to fight Magic because they're gonna go to post-up on you. Everybody be ready to come and help on Magic.
But neither the Pistons nor the flu could stop Magic Johnson. Although Los Angeles was rolling, Detroit's engine was running hot, and the Piston bench was becoming a factor. And by the fourth quarter, the platoon system began to take its toll, as Detroit went on a 17-5 run and knotted the score at 80 all. It was not only a critical time in the contest, but in the series. The Lakers answered with an 11-2 run of their own and had seemingly put this one away. But Detroit refused to quit. With a score 93-90 and 3 minutes remaining, Riley called for a timeout to ensure this one would not get away. The Lakers' plan was to go to the man who had delivered so many times before. And as the 24-second clock ticked away, the Lakers waited for their moment.
Better do something soon. 4 on the clock, 3 on the clock. Into Kareem. He shoots a 15-foot skyhook and hits it. Lane Bear forced him almost to the VIP seats, and Kareem turned and hit it. Magic hollered, "You gotta shoot it, Captain. The time's out."
Kareem's majestic skyhook had put this one away. Now the Lakers and Magic were off to Michigan, tied at a game apiece.
Man, can you really picture I'm going home to actually play in the World Championship? And I've been thinking about this all the time, you know. But it will be nice to see all those people.
Magic was appreciated and remembered, but the 39,000 screaming fans who had flocked to the Silverdome had not come to reminisce. In the early going, however, Magic would live up to his legendary status by riddling the Pistons with sensational passes. Keying the Laker attack, Michigan's favorite son took control of the game. Even when Detroit displayed a few tricks of its own for the hometown crowd, Magic and the Lakers were quick to silence them. The two teams exchanged leads throughout the first half as Isaiah Thomas and Magic traded one spectacular play after another. As the first half came to a close, Magic had the final word. The Lakers took a 1-point lead into halftime, but at the start of the third quarter, James Worthy took control of the game. He scored the first 8 points of the period and had the Lakers looking for him on every big play.
James, you're playing the 4 spot, okay? Coop, coming off the 53. James said it. As you bring it now, you curl, and James, you step right in. Edwards and Vinny. We're down doubling on Edwards. Now, come on, Lakers, let's go.
Everything was going according to plan. The Pistons appeared headed in one direction, the Lakers in another. With the fast break clicking, for the first time in the series, everything was going the Lakers' way. The Pistons tried to keep it close, but even Chuck Daly's ejection could not ignite his flagging troops. This game belonged to Magic and the Lakers as they captured the series lead and regained the home court advantage. But while Los Angeles was celebrating, Detroit was plotting its revenge.
If you're going to beat this team, you're going to have to beat them at their style of game, and which is very difficult to do.
Prior to Game 4, Detroit's John Sally gave a preview of things to come.
We'll give you room on both sides. We'll back the defensive player up. You got any questions at all? Kareem? Just watch him underneath. Underneath, okay. Have a good game. Lots of luck.
The self-proclaimed bad boys of basketball turned a game of finesse into the school of hard knocks. As both coaches saw their carefully conceived game plans turn into chaotic skirmishes. With even the best of friends finding themselves standing toe-to-toe. Tempers reached a boiling point as extreme heat and fatigue became an adversary of everyone on the court. And while the older Laker team seemed to feel the heat, the younger Pistons just got stronger, and by winning games 4 and 5, would take a 3-2 series lead back to the West Coast. The Pistons were now just one win away from their first NBA championship. Post-game images were of Game 5 and the rough stuff that had unfolded at the Silverdome, but the comments were on the future.
Game 6 is the only game we can think about. You know, this is what we played for all year long, and it's not over yet. Obviously, we're down, our backs against the wall, but we're going home, and I don't think anybody feels terribly bad about tonight's game.
Give Detroit a lot of credit. They hit the shots, especially when they needed it. They hit some big shots, but there's always Sunday.
Once again, on familiar turf, the Lakers were given new life, and the Pistons knew it. Win, and LA's hopes of repeating lives. Lose, and the dream dies. There was only one option for the Lakers to choose. After a slow start, the Lakers did break out, cutting Detroit's lead to 3, but Isaiah Thomas wouldn't allow them to get any closer. The Lakers' defense got tougher, enabling them to stay within striking distance by quarter's end, and refocusing their offense on 2 of their most lethal weapons during the playoffs, James Worthy and Byron Scott. And with a little Laker magic.
Underneath the Scott scores. Byron Scott took the ball 11 feet from the floor.
Down by 7 at the half, Isaiah would try to find a crack in the Lakers' armor. Crisp passing, unselfish play, kept the Lakers' lead at 6. With 8 minutes to play in the first half, Isaiah went down with a sprained ankle. In a heartbeat, Detroit's chance of an NBA title was on the line. Courageously, Isaiah would return. Although hobbled, he would score 25 gutsy points in the third quarter, setting a new NBA Finals record and giving the Pistons the lead. A late fourth quarter jumper over Magic gave Detroit its first real glimpse of an NBA championship. The Lakers called a timeout to set up a play, and Byron Scott's number was called.
So brings it out to Scott. 3-point country. Dribble drive in deep. 12-foot jumper. Good!
The Lakers stopped Detroit on its next possession, and Lame Beer fouled the captain as he attempted to give LA the lead.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at the free throw line. The free throw by the captain. Perfect! The Lakers lead it. 103-102. Timeout, Detroit. 14 seconds left. So lots of time for Detroit.
Listen, you're coming off Joe hard, right? You got to be careful here. Joe, hesitate a second in case you have to get back the ball. Then 3 and 4, get 2. See, if you get him, you duck in and get the ball, try to get him away and score. If not, you'll have Joe floating around the outside.
The pressure hung over the Pistons huddle like a hangman's noose. On the young shoulders of Joe Dumars, the burden of Detroit's destiny would fall. Dumars drove the middle. And the game was up for grabs. The ball fell into the hands of Byron Scott. And Isaiah's dream of an NBA championship dissolved before his eyes. On this day, the Lakers had reason to give thanks. The two-year odyssey would end here. For 19 years, others had failed. Now on the threshold of history, Laker greatness would be measured by one final game.
I'm very proud of the fact that we've been at or near the top of our profession for so long. I think that's the key for me. That's where I get my most pleasure and pride from being part of this team. I've been here 6 years, won 2 championships, and been in the finals all but 1 year. You become a part of that tradition if you've gone through that much.
Winning the first one is something that you'll never forget, but winning a back-to-back is something that people categorize the Lakers as being one of the greatest teams of all times.
There's no other team that has come close to what we're doing in 20 years. We're playing for the World Championship, but yet we're playing for history.
And the best leave our impression, our mark on people to say, hey, that was the team of the 80s in the NBA. And by repeating, we can do that.
It's the 7th and decisive game of the 1988 World Championships of the NBA. The crowd of 17,505 making their way in here, and each one is saying the same thing: will Isaiah Thomas play? So far as we know, he's going to suit up and try to play. And he better play his best, because Magic Johnson has the Lakers in a winning frame of mind, and we think it's going to be one of the great games in the history of the NBA. Game 7 didn't just start, it erupted. And as the two teams battled for the World Championship, one player would step forward and take control. Dazzling the Forum crowd with his aerial display, James Worthy had the Laker fans on their feet early. Hoping to stem the tide, Detroit summoned its reserves.
One five's the top, 5 steps out, you come off.
Listen, hey, Sally's got Worthy now, right? All right, basically we're staying home. Next guy, faking him, stay home. Get your head up, smack the next one back in the face, okay? Come on.
The Detroit bench ignited the Pistons. Swarming all over the Lakers, forcing miscues, and deftly turning them into easy baskets. The complexion of the game was changing. Detroit surged to the lead, boldly staking its claim to the championship.
We were down 5 points last year to the Celtics in Game 6, too, and we talked about just being precise and being efficient.
The Laker response was swift, and Scott's resounding opening slam dunk nullified any notions of a Laker collapse. The fast break was now firing on all cylinders, enabling the defending champions to build a commanding lead. And with Michael Cooper regaining his long-range shooting touch, everything seemed to point to a decisive Game 7 triumph. But as crunch time approached, a meeting of the minds ensued. The directives were clear. It was time to engineer a resurgence.
The Lakers better not get careless. There's a long way to go.
The artillery from the bench would once again provide the Piston firepower, overpowering the Lakers, scoring 15 of the game's next 19 points, and closing the gap to just 4. The unthinkable was happening. James Worthy's clutch play rescued the Lakers once again.
Magic down the middle, does a 360 underneath, throws it up, missed it, tipped by Worthy once, twice, good! Worthy on the
the second tip. Worthy got 2 rebounds on the play.
But Detroit was unrelenting as they clawed to within 2. With 1:16 remaining, Riley asked James Worthy to be unstoppable once more.
Spread the floor, okay? I want James Worthy in the middle. Let's go.
But with the game on the line, the Piston defense was up to the challenge. And unbelievably, Detroit had a chance to tie. But Laker destiny was not to be denied.
Scott has got it. They knock it loose. Scott gets it back. They hit him. He keeps it. Oh, what a play by Scott. To Magic to Scott. 30 seconds.
2 years of waiting was over. The moment was here.
He can practically put it away if he can make both. Free throw good.
Scott's critical free throws had Los Angeles breathing a sigh of relief. And with AC's final layup, the guarantee was signed, sealed, and delivered.
Game is over. The Lakers are the world champions.
The Forum was Bedlam. And the euphoric Lakers and their MVP James Worthy celebrated the greatest basketball achievement in nearly 2 decades.
Your lens is all started up. Jerry, you said you'd do it. Congratulations. The great champion. Thank you, David. Well, would you like to step up here and guarantee a 3rd straight to start this off, Coach?